business money, but trust local content. Support local stuff wherever you find it. To the point that we won't need Disney anymore, because you see, if Disney runs away with our stories, they'll turn it into another Star Wars, and I don't want that to happen. Do you hear me, kids? Look at me. Save our stories. Support our local producers so we don't need them, okay?
What up, everybody?
Yeah, hey everybody, you're watching the Nerdgasm podcast. I don't get Superman. For me, Superman's worse. And I'm not talking about in this movie or in the.
Is Appa the Chewie of the Avatar group?
Yes, he is!
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Okay. Let's move to Kizazi Moto. Or how do you say it again?
Yeah, Kizazi Moto. Yeah, actually, let's talk about something that's actually really good and actually does some Star Wars stuff better than Star Wars.
Because as much as we, and I feel like it's very important that we touch on this subject and also highlight it a bit, because Kizazi Moto is our production, basically like South African.
Well, it's not only South African; it's a bunch
African.
of African countries. Yeah,
Okay.
Correct.
we got
African.
2 shorts, I think, or 3. I think we got 2 or 3.
Triggerfish, didn't Triggerfish animate everything?
No. So the guy at Triggerfish, he coordinated everything, and he brought in a bunch of other studios to send in their shorts, and then they kind of made the compilation to give it to Disney. Like that's kind of how it all came apart.
Shout out to Triggerfish. They've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the only like premier South African animation studio. We need more, but like Triggerfish is kind of holding it down.
Yeah, they have done some really good projects or big projects. Let me say big projects.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had Samuel L. Jackson and all those guys. So.
They also did a Star
Oh,
Wars.
check out Super Team
short.
4. Check out Super Team 4 on Netflix. That's also a Triggerfish production as well. But it's from it's basically Triggerfish handling the distribution. The animation house is in Zambia.
Okay.
Cool.
I just wanted to highlight that it's our baby, as in it's Africa's baby, and it shows that it shows what we are capable of. And may I say, I'm mightily impressed. We are onto something.
I was impressed by the first app. The second app, not so much.
No, the second
So
second episode was giving me a whole lot of Kill Like Kill vibes.
Oh wait, are you talking about the race? You weren't
Yeah, the
impressed.
race.
You weren't impressed by the race,
No,
Mr. Extrodin.
nope.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like that episode.
That was the most anime. Oh, what happened? Okay, let's first talk about Herder Boy, and then we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, Herder Boy. No, that is a dope one.
Okay, we'll go Herder Boy first, because I gotta hear how your what was it called again? I can't remember now. What was the second one called? I just know it's Is it Mkuzi Spirit Racer? There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mkuzi.
Spirit Racer. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go Herder Boy first. Pillar, you watch any of this?
I actually have not. I have not.
So
I don't
we
even
can
think
explain
I've
it.
never even heard of the show, but
All right, so just to give you a breakdown, we won't try and get into too many spoilers or whatever. It's like 10-minute shorts. So basically,
Think of it.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was always thinking. Think of like
Love, Death, and Robots.
yeah. I was about to say like
No,
Or Star Wars Visions.
yeah, I
Something
figured
like that.
from what you guys were saying, it's Star Wars Visions, but the Africa version.
Yeah.
sort of something like that. Yeah, because Love, Death, and Robots is I think what I like to say, Love, Death, and Robots in concept is in different studios put something into a big little umbrella. Because we've got different animation styles, we've got 3D, we've got 2D, we've got
Do the same characters carry across each? Or
No,
is it,
no.
is it in the same world?
self-contained.
so it's like self-contained little short stories in all of them. And yeah, the first episode is about Header Boy, which I think for me, what I liked from it, it gave me a feeling like it's like a game trailer. That's how good it was, like something you'd expect from Blizzard to make, to introduce it to something more. Because I felt like I wanted to know more about this universe after that. It's like, Come on.
Yeah.
This was the world's best trailer.
Yeah.
That's the problem with all of these shorts, and unfortunately, I would say unfortunately, like a lot of them like are great pilots that should be picked up for either a full length movie or a full length show, and I don't know if Disney, like, again, not to take us on a tangent, but this is why it was so important to have a character like T'Challa prevalent on screen, is because Kizazi Moto would not have existed without the hype of Black Panther 1. And I'm not just saying that to say it. They literally say in some of the interviews, if you look it up online, just because Disney wouldn't have greenlit something like this in the first place. But getting back to Herder Boy for a second, I loved it felt like a DreamWorks production when like DreamWorks was at its height, or like a Pixar, like the way the characters were moving in Pixar. It felt like that and whatever. I also love how they talk about preparing for harvest, because they took like that concept. Like I was listening to the artist, like he basically took the concept of like cow herding. And then he was just like, if we take this and we make it like Afrofuturistic, that this whole society runs on these cows that have this, they call it trezonite or something like that. And then the whole society runs on this specific thing. So we need to make sure that we protect these things from, just like how herders have to protect their cows from like, dogs, wild dogs and wolves and hyenas and all of that stuff. Like basically that's like the whole concept of the show.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's sort of like
yeah. Go ahead.
It's sort of like herding mixed with Bleach, because they are healthy, quote unquote, fighting spirits. So we do get the Bleach vibes. What I also like is that how the character saves the day is unorthodox. It's not, oh look, I've had this power within me all along. Oh, I'm actually the chosen one type of thing. It's something completely different, which I got to love, because we don't have to follow the ABCs of everybody else to tell a good story. And
he's more like a Robin or a Bucky, like someone who wants to join a team or follow someone's footsteps so bad that they do unorthodox things, which eventually, has good results. But
yeah, there was also a glaring pothole, which I'm afraid I can't talk about right now because you haven't watched it. But we'll touch on it later, because
that's interesting. A glaring pothole. Maybe when we come back next week, we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week, because there's something that happened about the writing.
I mean, we also have to talk about like the other characters though. Like I love Master's Dushime. Dushime was one of my favorite characters.
The character designs are all great.
And the other thing I wanted to touch on is the voice acting is on point.
These people are good,
guys. This guys, they're through everything. But
hey, that lady, KK. That lady KK, when she says Namyonga, you're like, she went in the studio.
A good leader, a good sister, great character design, great superpower. Everything about her was perfect. That's how you write a female.
And that's how you write a strong.
I have a question: is the shorts more? Are they doing African fantasy, or are they doing Afrofuturism?
No, Afrofuturism. It's more like the whole premise is Afrofuturism. Yeah.
But in as much as it's Afrofuturism, there's in almost all of these episodes that I've watched. I'm on episode 5 now. Actually watched up until episode 5, but there's a spiritual element in all of these episodes.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe ancestral or whatever, but African spirituality plays a part.
It does feature. There's a thread throughout most of them.
And the action was also amazing.
Yeah, the action is amazing.
There's some scenes where like you actually feel like the pacing of what's happening and everything, and even though like you don't get a lot of time with the monsters, you do feel like they're scary and a threat because of what they're able to do in the situation that they're in and all of that stuff. It is like you do get a sense of dread in this particular short of 10 minutes. That's why when it like comes to like certain things like plot, I'm just like, they had 10 minutes. They only had so much time to get all of this out and all of that stuff. So I let it go.
Yeah, like I said, it's a glaring pothole, but it doesn't break the immersion. Anyway,
Yeah.
I wanted to say that it's like, okay, oh, oops, but you know what? It checks.
For me, even the messaging in itself, like at the end, you're like it's straight to the point, goes to the punch, and like you get it. You're like, oh, okay. In as much as this character wanted this thing so badly, he also realizes, oh, flip. You know what?
I think it's one. That first one was one of the reasons why I wanted to have a dedicated period to talk about these things, because I know not enough people are gonna give this as much love as it deserves. I'm sure some people have spoken about it somewhere. I hope that the guys who've been doing some podcasts
There's
on
a
this,
couple of reviews, and
yeah,
like some of the reviews, like some of the overseas reviews, is like these people are being a little bit extra about this because they're like, oh well, it's good the black people got something right,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, what about like those blue guys? They look like the Avatar guys, the James Cameron Avatar guys. What? Yeah, I guess that was kind of cool, right? And it's just like, are you guys reviewing this, or you just being spicy for the sake of being spicy? Because
they're being.
I haven't like heard you actually throw a proper criticism
Mm,
at any of the things that are on screen now, outside of where people say, okay, there's a setting, there's a character, they have to do a thing, and then
mm.
a thing happens, and then it's the end. And I'm just like, that criticism also doesn't work because I'm like, it's 10 minutes. I don't know any short that was 10 minutes that would be able to cram in, like, even if we go to Star Wars Visions, they got longer than 10 minutes. It wasn't 10 minutes short. So to throw in an entire narrative in 10 minutes and for there to not be issues, that's like impossible.
Yeah,
Like
man.
there's no 10-minute short that's going to be that tight that can fit in all the character development and fit in
Yeah.
all the story and all the villains and all the context.
Mm.
But anyway,
For me, as I've said before, this is, I guess, out of the five that I've watched, I would say it's my second favorite. The other one is episode 5. I know we're not going to touch on it today, but for me, episode 5 was so good, it should have been a full-length film. It should have been a
This,
full-length film.
for me, episode one should also. It led me wanting more.
It should have been a series, yeah.
Yeah, either a series or a short, like even a short film, like a 30-minute short film. I would been happy with that, because it goes to show just the level of talent we actually have in this continent that people are just overlooking because
Yeah.
the black folk, we don't like watching cartoons in this country. We consume more cartoons than most other places in the world, by the way, and you can take that to the bank. That being said, that's I you know it, no matter how disappointed I am with Disney, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I would want to say more people should watch this. We should have more people watching these shows in particular, because they are that good. We really pushed out the boat here.
In as much as, I mean, there's definitely a lot of messages that we can get
Yeah.
from this first episode.
Mm.
Animal cruelty being one of them, like you need to take care of animals and whatever,
Yeah.
especially from a spiritual thing. But also, I guess one would argue that it was not exactly realistic because we Africans we love our meat, but for the messaging that it had.
no, well, I think the thing is though is that also what people need to understand is that there is a respect for animals. Like we understand that we eat them.
Yes.
In what Lion King is the circle of life.
Yeah,
or
and
whatever it is.
and that's the overarching message of this part is basically take care of nature, and nature will take care of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's quite literally that. Mm.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like
I'll
I
tell you.
don't think it was saying that like it was like a whole you shouldn't eat the animals type of thing. What I was saying was that you should have a respect for the nature and the things around you. Like when he starts off at the beginning of the episode, he's more infatuated with the legends than he is with the actual duty. So much so that when he actually has to perform the duty, it changes his whole perspective, and he realizes that this is not something to play with. But then he also goes back to his personality in the beginning, which makes it fun as well
Yeah,
because
because
he went through an arc and changed as a character, but he didn't change so drastically that he's not himself anymore.
not even that is that you can also learn a lesson, a important life lesson, and still be you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be suddenly you've gone through this trauma and you've become the stoic unfeeling character.
What was that? What was that, Mr.
I didn't say,
Extrodin?
what was
I didn't hear you.
Kamasoka.
Who's that? Never heard of her.
How do you know it's a her?
That sounds like a girl's name. Is that a girl's name? It's a girl, right?
All right, let's get on to this next one.
Never heard of her is also a statement. People used to use that reference all the time.
And funny enough, can I just say something? Even if we're going to the next one thing I've noticed about these 2 episodes is strong black female characters. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that back in the day before we were colonized, the women were actually more in charge than the men.
No, well, I mean, I think the thing is, what happened is that like it was a thing of necessity and functions.
Right.
So like, yes, there was female queens, all of that stuff. All of that stuff is not new. But like when it comes to like the kingdoms that were ran by men and whatever, like women were the council. Like mothers of kings helped kings make sound decisions and all of that stuff. But it was never in terms of a power balance where it was matriarchal or patriarchal. It was just basically what was the need of the society. What did society need at that time? Let's do the thing that makes it efficient. So that's what it was. Nowadays, we have to put everything in a box, and we have to label everything, and we have to make sure that the label is right for the box that we're putting it in, and all of that stuff. And it's also very much unnecessary. Like
with the
if you take
pronouns.
Yeah, but I'm saying, that stuff it's a choice, it's fine. But what I'm saying is that if you look at the character, right, the female character in this series, right, if you take away the fact that she is female, I mean, I know the character designers, when they made her female for a reason, but if you take away the fact that she's female, if you describe her without her femininity to someone else, and you just say, it's this character, they lead, they do stuff, they're in charge, and care about their sibling, and and are very, very competent fighters. That explains a lot of characters in fiction, right?
Yeah.
Now, but the character is also good in concept and in execution.
Right.
Like, so her being female, yes, it's an important choice, but it's not the sole deciding factor of who the character is, and that's what makes the character good.
100%.
To summarize, they did not write a Mary Sue.
Yeah, but I was just saying that it's something that I noticed, that they flipped the switch in that regard, to say, look, we grew up being led by women, most of us.
We grew up with a strong female representation.
Yes.
August Women's Day is a Women's Day for a very important reason. It's not that we decided to say, oh wait, women must get a day. It's because women decided to take up the fight and put it up, to take up the stance and put it against the government. They chose to fight for us, and that's why we honor them. It's not us giving a free bone to women because we have the patriarchal system that says, "Oh, okay, here, ladies." No. They fought for that day.
Yeah, like I mean, to be fair, also, like, dudes were very much also involved in the struggle, and as much as they were getting exiled and all of those things, but women held it down in terms of keeping things going. Like when people were dying in the battlefield, or when kings and men were dying in the battlefield, women had to also make sure that the kingdom didn't fall as well.
Exactly.
It was a give and take. People did what was necessary for the situation, and I think we're missing a lot of that today. People are trying to do the utmost without even asking if it's necessary.
Right.
So getting back to the next episode, which was Mkuzi, the spirit racer, which I'm surprised, Kutso, that you don't like it as much or whatever, because it's number, I think it might be number one for me. Let
me put it in this context. Ask him this question. Mr. Extrodin, did you like Kill La Kill?
I didn't watch Kill La Kill.
There is your answer.
Look, the reason why I didn't like this episode is I've seen so many of such things before. Phantom Menace, the whole pod racing thing. There's an anime called Red Line, which is basically about car chasing. I've watched a lot of Fast and Furious stuff. Like, for me, it's like for me, nothing stood out from this episode apart from the mother and the fact that Nasty C is voicing the main character. But I
Oh, so
didn't like
that's
it.
the one.
You didn't like Ogun? You didn't like Ogun?
The villain. The
Yeah.
villain. It was
Yeah.
okay. It was okay.
Look, like, that's why I'm saying this episode was giving a whole lot of Kill La Kill, and I hope when you watch it, Pila, you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, you are the one who introduced me to Kill La Kill. The whole animation style. Suddenly things are oversized. Suddenly things are.
Yeah.
It's all that choppy block, whatever, and I enjoyed it because of that, because it reminded me of that animation style. I was like, I'm waiting for one of the characters to come up with a scissor sword now at this point. But
The animation is not bad. Don't get me wrong.
Well, the fact that it's not all 3D animation
but it wasn't all
intrigues
3D.
me.
I think that
No, but like the thing is with this short, right? I see what you're saying, Mr. Extrodin, but like I felt like I was getting Dragon Ball Z vibes from this thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry, guys. Like, I even slept while watching this one.
No, I can't. Kill La Kill also, because of the combat, is also inspired somewhat by Dragon Ball Z. Let's be honest, but I just saw the people who made this were watching Kill La Kill frame by frame. There's a what's his name?
So not the
Metropolitan. You know, whenever there's a fight, there's always a commentator. There you go.
Oh.
There's always somebody commentating. Oh, look, this is happening now. Oh my God, they're doing this. Oh my God, they're doing that.
no, and I mean also like the whole thing of him being a half alien, which is like I want to know more about that. Where did the hell did that come from as well?
Yeah,
and all of that
like,
stuff.
Okay, you're half human, and now you can't be Zulu.
Yeah, that's so Naruto-ish though.
It is.
But like I think the thing is though,
like just defeated pain.
But that's the thing though, is like I think to see something like that from, because I mean also remember that guy didn't destroy the village. He basically was saying, I want a race, you give me this and I'll leave you alone. So like the fact that it was the guy who was getting shunned from the neighborhood that stood up to save, and he didn't stand up to save the neighborhood because he wanted the neighborhood kind of to like him. He kind of did it because his mom was like, my mom is out of shape. Like this will be bad.
But that's one of the.
It's like Naruto though. It's still.
You know, that's why I thought they could have taken a page from Mr. Miyagi. Because who remembers the Karate Kid?
I remember one. I remember Karate Kid 1.
Very well.
You don't know when the one where ends up in Japan, right?
No.
That's the
second one. Okay. Mr. Miyagi was challenged to a duel with his old rival / brother / friend, who basically bought up the town and said, "Fight me, or I destroy everything." And then he says, "Okay, if I fight you, then you're going to if I fight you, then you're going to leave the town alone." Then okay, fine, then that's the deal. And what Miyagi said to his students is like, win or lose, I've already won because I've protected the town. What I was missing here is the character said, no, only if I win the race do you save the town. And I was like, oh, you want to race me that bad? Fine, but leave the town alone. That was the one little thing I would have changed.
No, but like I think the thing is that like they're trying to show that, especially in that scene with that character, is that he's so uncompromising that he's not going to give 1 inch. It's not going to be because like I want you at your best. Like I want you at your hypest. And if you have any idea that you have saved this place by just accepting the race, it means that you're going to do this half-heartedly, and I can't beat an half-hearted opponent. I want you at your hypest.
Yeah. I get that, but then they could have communicated that better. Even though, look, I think I don't want to spoil it because there are many funny parts of this episode, and I think that it's not fair to our co-host not to watch it. But I'll just say, don't listen to Mr. Extrodin here. Just go watch it, then decide. That's all I'll say.
No, I'm just giving. I get we're discussing our thoughts on it.
Yeah. But like, dog, you didn't laugh at the traffic cop. You didn't even laugh at the traffic cop, my
I
guy.
didn't laugh at all, bro.
Dog.
I watched it because, like I said, I watched Kill La Kill, and that's what it reminded me
You
of.
know
So
what, guys?
Manzo, imalapo.
Maybe it's
That was a traffic violation. Dog.
because I'm a writer, ne? I think it's because I'm a writer, and I think it's because I read so many things. Like I read so many, even a lot of South African comic strips. So most of these, and I read a lot of memes, and so for me, it's gonna take a lot for me to be impressed by a lot of things, guys. And I think that's why I'm saying that for me, episode 5 really, really made me say, you know what?
we'll get to that one.
Shout out to BuckMeister for recommending me this.
But you know, the funny thing is,
captivated by every moment of episode 5.
I'm surprised that you guys haven't even watched it because I'm sure I've seen it before, and I'm sure BuckMeister is the reason I've watched this thing before.
I'm surprised, Kuto. I really liked that episode. I even because the messaging was awesome. I love the relationship with the mom and everything. The action was also on point for me, and the music, dude. That dumb
I think I like the music in the first episode more, but I'm more of a I'm more of a classical music type of guy. So anything that
But that's what I'm saying. It gave me that Dragon Ball Z feel when you see like a big action fight scene and the music is going hype and everything, and all of that stuff.
Have you guys watched Redline?
Yeah.
No, I have not watched Redline.
You haven't, huh?
No, I have not.
You have, Pila?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they feel the way they do.
But I'm also maybe saying that.
Pardon?
No, but I'm saying maybe the other thing is that if it was a series, which is why I'm saying it should have been a series. Maybe if it was a series and they got to flesh out stuff some more, maybe Mr. Extrodin would feel it better. Because like this Redline thing that you're talking about, it sounds like it has multiple episodes where it's like this is just 10 minutes.
No,
it's a film. It's a film. But please watch Redline next time, so that next week when you talk about this thing and Pila has seen these 2 episodes, you guys will speak after watching Redline. And
that being said, look, of the 2 episodes, episode 1 is my favorite.
Yeah, I love episode 2. I love them equally. I can't. It's very hard to pick for me.
Episode 1, like I said, it triggered the gamer in me. It gave me, like I said, Blizzard vibes. It made me feel like I want to go restart StarCraft all over again because I want to feel that feeling I had when I was watching. I got that feeling like I was watching a trailer of something big. And that's what I felt. This one, like I said, it wasn't just an episode of Kill La Kill. I've seen the whole Kill La Kill episode, so yeah, it's a.
I really love the character designs in episode 1, and they were really, really good. That guy, I think you say is your favorite character. He looks like a Pixar character. Like this the guy with the beard, right?
You're talking about Dushime.
Yeah.
That's episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on point. I like him a lot.
Yeah. So, I love all of it. I love KK. I love the guy with I love the guy with the hats, the robot, the cyborg. I'm forgetting his name now. And then also I love Indahura. But like when we come to Manzo, I really like what they did with the character where like it was kind of like a Mulan type of motivation, which was really cool because like he basically he wanted to race because he likes racing, but he didn't get into that thing because it was like he wants to prove himself. It was literally because he's like, I've got to save my neighborhood and my mom can't do it. And like
at the same time, it like I said, it does give a whole lot of Naruto vibes.
I get that, but like I again, maybe it's because also I'm a Naruto junkie. I love that stuff. So give me more of that stuff.
And the whole ancestor line, it worked.
Yes.
That ancestor worked. It worked.
But that ancestor line was also for me. It was giving. It was giving last minute transformation scene. It was giving.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, 10 minutes, dog. They need to figure out how to get to point.
It was giving Ninetales Fox coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Not it was also, but that being said, it was very fitting. It was very fitting.
Look, I'm not saying it's horrible. I just didn't enjoy it.
It's yeah. And I get that. I understand that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm hella surprised because it's one of my favorites. Yo,
I know for a fact, like once again, like how Kill La Kill isn't everybody's cup of tea. I mean, I know people who are viscerally hating, who viscerally hate the thing.
Guys, I've watched a lot. Let me paint a picture for you guys now.
Mhm.
It's like watching Pacific Rim after watching a lot of Gundam and Evangelion.
Yeah,
I hear what you're
yeah,
saying.
I hear
So
you.
that's how I feel about this episode. It's like I've seen so much of such things. Like there's nothing new there for me.
Mm.
Like
I get that. I get that. I mean,
I get
also the other thing is like the way that it ends. I think also it's kind of really interesting in the way that it ends.
Guys, I think on that note, we'll have to. I think we're gonna have to cut this short today because we are not recording on our usual day, so we can't go up until midnight. It's a work day tomorrow.
yeah.
So I want to end up there, but it's a happy note. We've detoxed out the poison that we suffered for like 8 hours. We can't get that 8 hours back, but we can learn from it. And what we've learned is don't trust Disney.
Fat
But at
I
the
mean,
same time, watch Kizazi Moto.
Yeah, they produced the show, so.
No. Trust local content.
Yeah.
Trust local content. They're just masquerading under Disney's money, but trust local content. Support local stuff wherever you find it. To the point that we won't need Disney anymore because you see, if Disney runs away with our stories, they'll turn it into another Star Wars, and I don't want that to happen. Do you hear me, kids? Look at me. Save our stories. Support our local producers so we don't need them, okay? Okay. That being said, thanks so much for your time. I'm gonna end this next week. We're gonna go into Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna go straight into Japan. The whole Pegasus stuff. I'm so ready. My body is so ready for this, guys. You don't know how much. Me and Yu-Gi-Oh go way back. I think they helped my post Dragon Ball Z depression because after after Dragon Ball Z is like, what is the meaning of life? Then Yu-Gi came. So it filled a hole. It filled a hole, and I'm here to. Oh wow, the way it sounds. Okay, it filled a gaping wound, and I'm ready to share my love for you all, and I'm ready to talk about something that actually makes me happy. I think we haven't done that in a while.
I'm actually kept for me, I'm watching it in dub. I'm checking out the sub, but I'm watching it in dub, and like the cringe kind of adds to like the appeal.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those shows where it's like Power Rangers, where they're talking corny, but it makes the show better.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure how.
I'm glad they changed the voice actor for Tristan though. Initially Tristan sounded like garbage. But yeah, we'll talk about this.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Look at us being happy now, and that's what I want. Next podcast is about the things we talk about.
I still need to know how people's souls got snatched by episode 2. I was like, yo, isn't this a card game?
This thing is so fast paced, it's crazy. Like I'm gonna talk about how I'm seeing this thing from a different angle now that I'm older. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is
it's wild, dog.
It goes
wait, I don't remember any of this.
It goes like a fever dream. If you watch it now,
and like Kaiba, Seto Kaiba, you look like now you're like, yo, Seto Kaiba's actually an asshole, bro. But
bro, from episode 1, the minute he lands, I was like, bro, what is your issue?
I just want to say this small thing about Kaiba. Dude is so dramatic. You lose a fight, you wanna change your whole life. You wanna quit the company.
The guy who was running the company. The guy who was running the company. He literally phones Yugi after hearing they had an off the books duel just to snatch his grandfather's soul because his guy lost. Wait, what? That's not even fair.
Guys,
anyway,
let's save this for next week. We're gonna have so much fun. Like I said, I think one of the biggest wounds that this Ahsoka trope really brought to this, it really brought the vibe down. And Netgasm podcast is supposed to be fun. So let's now focus on the things that make us happy and stop caring about these things. We've done canvassing to try and tell Disney to get its act together. We're gonna stick to the things that we love. We are here to have a good time. We are geeks having a fun time, and that's about it. All right. Yeah. So next time, Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I really even have the headings of the episodes written down somewhere. And then who knows? Going further, we'll also touch about Kizazi Moto. maybe we'll talk about Kizazi Moto first and then go into Yugi. We'll flesh this thing out. I hope to see you guys then. I hope you, once again, I'm gonna say my catchphrase. I don't care anymore. I'm going to be a disease. I'm gonna be a disease spreader from now on. Cringe all you want, my children. I want to become more viral than herpes. So the only way herpes spreads is through mouth to mouth. So go spread the word, kids. Okay? Go kiss each other in the mouth. Thank you so much for your time. We love you guys. See you guys next week. Oh yeah, we crossed another 1,000 views. Congratulations, guys! I'm awed. You know, to think we just started this one like 6 weeks ago.
The views are going crazy. Eh?
We are like going from strength to strength, and for a baby channel that just started with a computer screen, we are coming far, and I'm very happy and I'm very honored to find people who are willing to take time out of their day to watch us over the millions of productions that are coming on YouTube or any other source of entertainment. So we love you guys, we appreciate you, and yeah, see you guys next week. Peace.